Halloween Horror Nights Orlando just gave us exactly what we've been waiting for a really long time now. Confirmation that the event is happening this year, as well as our first announcements. All that and much more in today's video. Welcome back to another video, guys, and as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today, we're going to be talking about some really exciting stuff coming out of Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. But before we get into today's video, my name's Eddie, and this is Eddytainment if you haven't been on the channel before. We cover everything from theme parks, holiday events, travel, and much more. So if that's your thing, consider browsing the channel, checking out my other videos. Like this one if you enjoy it, like it now, it's gonna be good. And mostly if you're tuning in for Halloween Horror Nights stuff. As well as we are on our mission right now to get past 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe, hit that little bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever I put some new stuff out. And we appreciate all your support. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So like I said, Halloween Horror Nights has given us our first bit of content. And I gotta say that I'm super excited. For those of you who weren't around, last year was a hectic year for everybody in the world. And unfortunately, several events that are near and dear to our hearts had to close down in the name of safety. Halloween Horror Nights being one of them. We did have a small event that people deemed Halloween Horror Nights 2.29.5 or Halloween Horror Nights Light, where we did get some houses. But Halloween Horror Nights has done some things basically recently. They posted up a blank, just black wall photo, which could have been by accident or could have been teasing that something was coming. And now that we actually have an announcement, it looks like they were just teasing us that something was coming. And that something was our first announcement. It came through yesterday. I wish I would have done a video then. I'm a little behind, but I hope you guys still enjoy the content and my point of view. But yesterday we got basically some updates on the website, as well as they released a trailer for the first house of this year, at least the first house that's being advertised on the website. Last year we actually had an announcement for the first house, but I'm a little bit confused. We'll get into that a little bit later. But the first house coming to Halloween Horror Nights, they basically did like an upload cycle where your phone actually had access to it first. I had to refresh a couple times and you could see the mobile website was updated with the new house announcement, but the actual laptop or computer desktop website wasn't updated. So it was kind of weird. And let's talk about that first announcement. So we're gonna do this all kind of live. This is not scripted. I'm pulling up the Halloween Horror Nights website, and if you haven't seen it already, the first announcement was Beetlejuice. Now, the one thing with this is Beetlejuice came last year for the 29.5 or Halloween Horror Nights Light. Some people got to experience it, but it was only there for, I believe, the last weekend of the event. So it would definitely be unfair to the hordes of Beetlejuice fans that actually go to the event and go to Universal Studios to see him walking the streets to have not brought this back. And a lot of people in my group, Boo Bros, shout out to the Boo Bros, we had talked about this for some time. We had kind of speculated what potentially could be coming back out of the houses that were utilized. We kind of had it up in the air with the other two, the Brides and the Tooth Fairy, whether or not those two will return. Still up in the air, but we were pretty solid on the fact that an intellectual property like Beetlejuice would be returning. So they announced that, and on their website now, you could actually see a lot of different things. I'll see if I could actually like screen record this and show you guys live, or put it up on the side of the screen. But yeah, Beetlejuice is coming back. Now, it does have a whole new trailer for it. We'll plug that trailer in right now. Let's check it out.
In the history of Halloween Horror Nights, there has never been a creature more terrifying, more horrifying. From the darkest depths beyond the grave.
It's showtime!
It's a ghoulish haunted house featuring the ghosts with the most. Beetlejuice. Only at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah. About time you losers gave me my own house.
What do you think? For those of you who don't know, I'm a pretty big sucker for a good trailer. I thought the trailer for this haunted house is actually a pretty cool one. Once again, I'm a pretty big fan of Beetlejuice. It's a cool movie that I watched growing up. Obviously, it's a kind of a gained a cult following. We also got some other things that have been announced. In addition to the announcement of the first house that's being advertised on the website, we also got the dates for the event, or the potential dates for the event. So as of now, it looks like the opening night will be September 3rd, and the event will be running through October 31st. Sometimes it does run into November, but it looks like this year, because Halloween is basically smack dab on Sunday, it ends the event at a perfect time without them having to roll into the November days. Typically, if it ended like on a Wednesday, the 31st landed on a Wednesday, then you would get Halloween Horror Nights on that following weekend, and it would be November dates. And it does look like we have a ton of dates. Now, one thing that I've heard, and I'm kind of speculating as far as like what's going to be happening next, is we're probably going to be having a lot of announcements in a really short amount of time. Reason being is, given the circumstances, the limitation of capacity and all those things, really they have no capacity limits. But Universal and other theme parks in the Orlando area are taking it upon themselves to still implement capacity limits so that they could limit the exposure of their guests, which I think is a great thing. They've done a really good job. I've been to the parks now several times since the pandemic started, and they're doing a really good job of basically maintaining the patrons' safety while you're in the park. So capacity limits and masks are probably still going to be a thing when this event comes along. So in preparation for that, they want to put out all the information so that they could start sales, start hotel rentals and bookings and all that stuff, so they could kind of get an idea of what they could expect as far as crowd levels, who's willing to travel, what is going to be the percentage of people coming from out of the state or maybe even out of the country by that time to the event. They have to be able to get a accurate depiction of what that may be so that they could properly prepare by September time. So I think in the next coming weeks, we're going to be getting a ton of information. Now, there is another house that was announced, but for whatever reason isn't necessarily announced at the moment. And let's get into that. Now, like I said earlier, we were going to start talking about this. There was another house that had actually been announced back in like October time. It was accidentally released on Peacock, or once again, this could be one of those things where Halloween Horror Nights is teasing us. And it was Puppet Theater. They had a whole video on Peacock with Mike Aiello and Greg Nicotero, where they were walking through the house and talking us through what they were trying to do for 2021 and the anniversary event. But if you go on the website, click on menu, check out haunted houses and more, and you'll see that currently under the haunted houses, the only thing listed is the Beetlejuice announcement. And we have right now, potentially, it looks like 6, 9, 10 houses potentially coming to the event as of now from the kind of skeleton of what the website is presenting us. But if you continue to scroll down, you'll also see with and more, we have the return of scare zones. And currently no scare zone has been announced, but we do have what looks like it's going to be 5 scare zones coming to the event, as well as attractions that will be open. Looks like we'll have around 7 attractions open for the event, and live entertainment. Just 1 spot for live entertainment, so we'll see if that's Bill and Ted. That'd be awesome, and mostly for the anniversary year. It was really another speculation for last year that a Bill and Ted would probably come, but this was obviously pre-pandemic. And then post-pandemic, now people are still speculating that Bill and Ted may be coming to the event because they had a movie last year, but I'm not sure how well that movie did given the circumstances of the world at the time and people not being able to go to movie theaters. And then we also have 2 merchandise and dining spots, which I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be. But plenty for the event to announce. I think the fact that Puppet Theater's not on here kind of throws me for a loop, but that was officially announced, and then now the first official announcement is something else. It's kind of weird, but I think Puppet Theater has a high likelihood of still coming to the event, and maybe they are just going back to prepare another teaser trailer for Puppet Theater, because it does sound like a really cool haunted house that I think would warrant a teaser trailer. Now I want to just finish this off with a little like between you and I, let's talk type of thing. Here, come here real quick. Let's talk. Look at you, get you close. I think as far as announcements go and the event, I'm super excited. One thing I forgot to mention is that we also have a new tagline, which is never go alone. Okay. I'm not sure what that is referencing, but I'm excited. The new tagline, the new house that's been announced, the fact that we actually are getting some announcements this early is great signs for the event returning this year, which last year it was really sad that we didn't have it, but it was for obvious reasons. Now, in addition to that, I'm really excited that I'm getting to see Beetlejuice. I myself am a big fan. Monique's sister is actually a huge fan as well, so she might be coming along for her first time to Halloween Horror Nights, and that's one thing that I really enjoy doing is bringing people for the first time to the event and kind of reliving my first time by watching them get excited about it. In addition to that, I have some speculation that I'm going to be releasing soon. I've been meaning to come out with it for a while, but now that this has come out, then speculation definitely needs to start. So stay tuned for that on the channel. I'm excited. I hope you are. Let me know in the comments down below what you are excited for. Did you get to experience Beetlejuice like I didn't at Halloween Horror Nights 29.5 or Halloween Horror Nights Light? What do you think of it? Are you excited that it's coming back to the event? Is there any speculation that you have, maybe that you want to comment down below that you want me to speak about in my next speculation video? I'd really appreciate that. It helped me with the content. Sometimes I just got to noodle in my head and come up with things. But one way or another, we'll have a speculation video coming up next. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Once again, if you enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button. If you enjoy the content even more and you want to support the channel, make sure to subscribe. We are currently on our mission to get past 1,000 subscribers. So every subscription goes a really long way and we really appreciate it. Now, that's all again from here at Edutainment Studios, the new studio. We will see you guys on the next video. But don't forget to ask yourself, have you been entertained?